just put a beauty filter across New York City.
911, what's your emergency?
Someone's broken into my apartment and they've taken everything and replaced it all with much nicer stuff.
So your emergency is that your apartment is too big and you have every shoe you could ever want.
Yeah, exactly. That's what
Yeah.
That's a clip from director Todd Strauss-Schulzen's film, Isn't It Romantic? Out just in time for Valentine's weekend. It's about a young woman disillusioned with love who finds herself trapped inside a romantic comedy. Sounds pretty intriguing, doesn't it? Well, joining us here to review the film, CBC's movie critic Eli Glasner. Hello, good to see you. So where does Isn't It Romantic all begin?
So we all know Rebel Wilson, and she tends to play these kind of characters who are kind of one-note sort of characters, not a lot of depth. So it's great to see her in a starring role in a movie that she helped produce, and she's playing a woman named Natalie. Now, Natalie used to love romantic comedies, but then she grew up to be a somewhat bitter architect. She doesn't really love herself, and she certainly doesn't love the genre. In fact, it begins with her in the office on a diatribe at just how unrealistic my beloved rom-coms are, and then, wouldn't you know, she gets trapped in the very kind of movie that she is mocked, of course, with a helpful bump on the head. Here it comes, so let's take a look at the result.
I think I might be going crazy. I hit my head really hard and I woke up in this alternate universe. And now I have a gay sidekick who's setting gay rights back like 100 years.
I love working the legs.
Jesus! And guys look me in the eyes.
You're quite beguiling, aren't you?
Are you feeling what I'm feeling?
No! Oh my God.
So that's Liam Hemsworth as the rugged, charming billionaire, of course, Blake, who falls for Natalie instantly, but behind his amazing abs and the set design that makes New York City look like some kind of Martha Stewart showroom, Natalie begins to realize that not only is she trapped in this genre that she despises, but in order to escape, she needs to make her office crush fall for her.
Oh, interesting. So did you fall for it?
You know, I liked it. I can't say I loved it, but let's start with my likes. I love seeing Rebel Wilson show us more. Like, as I said, sometimes, you know, she's great with a punchline, has great timing, but it's nice to see her actually round out a character and have a little more depth to her performance. And the whole idea of a woman in a rom-com having that self-awareness so she can actually point out the cliches as they happen is kind of delicious. And so Wilson gets to show us all sorts of stuff, including some dance moves, and of course, every rom-com needs a musical number, so here's a taste. So there you go. She is all into it. But in the end, I would say, Isn't It Romantic wants to have its heart-shaped cake and eat it too. I mean, on the one hand, it's poking fun at the assumptions and the cliches of the rom-coms, but then it's still essentially a love story. So I would have preferred that it went a little further, a little more radical, rather than in the end kind of giving us, you know, the kind of films that it seemed to be spoofing at the start. However, I will point out that it ends with another ludicrous musical number. So there's a more nefarious interpretation to Natalie's fate, but I won't spoil it. In the end, I give this 3 stars.
It might be a date movie for Valentine's this weekend. Thanks, Eli.
You're welcome.